Hey y'all, welcome in, welcome back. If you are new or just passing through to my channel, welcome. My name is Tam. I'm also known as the Enlightened Auntie. If you're returning, welcome back, squad. I am here today to do another general collective reading. We're not sign specific here, we're also gender fluid. I may say you and I'm talking to them. I may say them, I'm talking to you. Put yourself in the story wherever you seem to fit. Remember that time and energy are fluid, so I could be talking about the recent past, the present, or the future. Take the parts that resonate, leave everything else behind. If you would like to book a personal more line with your own story, all of my information is below in the description box, and I invite you to join me for a session. My books are always open. Alright, y'all, welcome back. Hope y'all are doing good. I don't know how y'all feeling after this full moon. I feel like I'm still trying to like catch up on rest or whatever. I don't know, but this moon's been, and usually under an Aries moon, I'm usually very motivated to like get stuff done. But I have literally been ass dragging for the last couple of days. Like when the moon was in Pisces, I just wanted to sleep. I don't want to do nothing but sleep. And yesterday I was still really tired. So I've just been kind of like listening to my body and just resting when I need to rest, because I'm good to absolutely nobody if I'm tired. So there's that. Alright, y'all, let's jump in. This is the second time I started the video. The first card toss, I got about 15 minutes in and I decided to stop the video because the energy was weird and I was having a hard time like kind of picking out the energy. But what I saw was a group of people who were a little bit anxious because they took some action and it didn't quite give them the results that they were looking for. And then there was one person who, I don't know, I couldn't tell if the person was in the group, part of the group, or if it was somebody that was on the outside of the group. But there was like one person in the group that was kind of paying attention to like what was happening with the group of people and the result of whatever they were trying to do. They were also looking at you because I was trying to figure out how that person tied in. How did you tie into the group of people? And it's kind of like this one person was like kind of observing everything around, and there was an energy of somebody wanting to come towards you to like maybe tell you what the group had done, because I think whatever, I hadn't gotten that far, but it felt like the group of people had done something that it was something connected to you. I didn't really dive all into that, but like I said, it didn't give them the results that they were looking for. There was somebody outside of the group or maybe inside of the group that may have wanted to come and tell you some information, but it's somebody that you were also estranged from. So like if you, like I said, I've cut off a gang of people, so it literally could have been anybody. But it was like there was an energy of somebody wanting to come towards you to give you some information, and while you may be estranged from this person and they may realize as well that that information was not a guarantee that you would like reconcile with them or anything. It didn't give me the impression that they wanted, I mean, obviously they may want reconciliation, but there was also an understanding that you might still not be interested even if they came to give you some information. It's more like, thank you for the tip, now beat it. So we'll see if that shows up in the cards again, but I was just like, oh, that's really interesting. And the person also they were also kind of questioning why, like whatever the group was doing or pursuing, they were questioning why the group was doing that. But then there was also kind of an understanding of why you may have distanced yourself from all of the people. Like they were looking like this person kind of really felt like a neutral party, kind of standing in the middle and just looking all around. That was the energy that I was getting. So that's for somebody. Well, let's just toss cards and see what else Spirit wants to talk about. Ooh. Okay. Damn. I'm like, these are two different, very, I see, I'm in my Libra moon, I see it two different ways. Okay, now on one side, I see where somebody makes a decision to go on with their lives, right? And as a result, what you leave behind you, if there is some particular relationship, because at this point I only see like I'm only getting an individual energy. If you chose to walk away from a particular relationship that was no longer bringing you harmony, or there was discontent within the relationship, you stop giving to it, right? You stop giving to it completely. It could be that the moment you stop giving to it, that the other person became a little bit chaotic, right? Otherwise, I could look at it like you stopped giving to it because the relationship no longer brought you peace. You may also understand too that the other person involved may not see it the way that you see it. They thought everything was fine. they thought everything was fine with the way things were. Okay. Okay. Well, damn. That's really interesting. Now, part of the dilemma or blockage is the fact that, yeah, look at that. Well, number one, I will say, let's take the last card out. Okay. So, I'm a little torn here because it kind of feels like I'm getting that group of people here. So it could be your family, could be a friend group, doesn't have to be. I feel like when you were in their presence, you probably were really unhappy. But I'm also kind of getting an impression that there has been some disloyalty. Now there is, and I know I've said this before. Your family members, even parents, could also be soulmates. Because remember, soulmates are people that we're supposed to learn some of our greatest lessons from. The thing about it is, I feel like the longer you had stayed connected to maybe one specific person, the longer you stayed connected to them, it's almost as if I feel like it was kind of loosely affecting your intuition as well. Because it kind of feels like the longer you are with them, or when you are around them, even if you had left for this person, when you were around them, there was something in that connection that was like suppressing your intuition some kind of way. Haven't gotten there yet, but that's what it feels like. And so the thing about it is, the biggest thing outside of all the other cards, the biggest thing is that you and this person are currently not, you're not in alignment. That's been a big theme lately, but you're not in alignment with this person. So not being in alignment with them, and I feel like, I don't know, I do get an impression like there still could be some like love there, not like, heart panging and, I fuck with him. No, just, you don't want to see him get run over by a bus. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't get an impression that you don't hate them. You're just not fucking with them, I'm really curious about, I'm going to clarify this. Yeah, and that's the thing. You're better off by yourself, or you're better off like not being around them. Cause now I'm getting like, now I am getting more of like a family dynamic and like other people in the family. Like I feel like you seem to be better off on your own, and I think that's what you needed. You needed to kind of extract yourself from the relationship dynamic. All right. Whoop. Well, damn. Alrighty. Well, the lesson is very clear. Oh, yeah. Part of the lesson has largely been about your, I could say this is you, but it doesn't have to be, because I can kind of see it's like somebody's readiness to like finally make a decision to walk away and to like kind of focus on themselves, focus on their own life. Part of the lesson here is about not giving people a sec. It's like not letting folks, don't give them a second chance to come in and like wreak havoc in your life. That's what it looks like. And the other thing too that I'm seeing is kind of like, if somebody did want to come back into your life, they would have to be prepared to like to do some of the heavy lifting. Because if in the past you were always the one doing the heavy lifting in the relationship, yeah, you're not doing that no more. You know what I'm saying? And so no, you have no desire to kind of go back to the past or go backwards. You know, it's like falling into the same old patterns. Like you're not interested in doing that. I mean, I'm speaking for you, because I'm like, I don't think you're interested in that. Like, I mean, and that's been part of the lesson. Like, I think that's been part of the reason why some of these stories continuously come out in the cards, because it's like reinforcement. We want to make absolutely sure that you're like, hell no, I'm not doing that again. Hell no, I'm not doing that again, so that you're not backpedaling. And that has been largely the lesson here, so that you kind of like let go of the past, and surrender it in such a way where it's not even weighing heavily on your mind. You're not really thinking about it. Now, I will say, because I do read all of the comments, I got a handful of people, very few, but I have a handful of people who I can tell absolutely need a little more work by way of healing. Because if you're in the comments and you're just like, F-bomb this and F-bomb that, and I see them. You know who you are. That just tells me that, because I'm honestly, that level of anger, I mean, maybe you don't feel that angry. I don't know, maybe the videos are triggering you. If they are, then you should probably stop watching, and I'm okay with that. But if you're at a point where you know for certain that you do not want to go back to the same level of delusion you were in the past, with all of this unlimited giving. It's funny, I was watching one of my TikToks yesterday, and I was talking about that part where I was like, at one point where, one of the lessons for the collective was boundaries, because there was a time when we were kind of like handing out these like a blank check, of our emotions and time and generosity. And we think that, we were thinking that the people would only take what they needed, and they just took that shit and ran with it and was just, running rampant with all of our energy and love and time and all of that, and not showing any gratitude for it, but just literally taking advantage of us. And I think the reason why a lot of these stories continuously come out again is so that we are sure that the decisions that we've made to part ways with certain people, that we are firm in those decisions. Because the one thing that could quickly unravel all of the hard work that you have done to heal would be to allow someone to come back in and get you caught up with their bullshit and their, their sob stories. I figured out over the weekend just how sensitive I am to energy and other people's bullshit. Like, yeah, without going into a whole lot of detail, because it's not my business to tell. It's a lot, but I was in the presence of some chaotic shit, some chaotic energy, chaotic people, and I wasn't even in their physical presence. I heard them on speakerphone, and it just triggered the hell out of me. Just hearing it, it was so nasty. The energy was so nasty, but it showed me just how much I have evolved and changed, where I just do not have, I'm way too energetically sensitive to be around people that have nothing better to offer than chaos and drama. I don't have time for it. And so this very much looks like that. Like, there's no going back to situations from the past. Doesn't care. I don't care how much I have had love for you. I don't care. I'm not going back. There's no second chance. I don't give a shit what you're offering or what you promise or I don't care. Like, I don't care. And it's not even to be mean. It's just, it's about right now. This is about self-preservation. I cannot be worried about you and your shit when I'm worried about me and mine. Period. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And here's the thing. This is very similar to, yeah. Child. Yeah. Okay. So you may get some information. This feels very vaguely similar to a reading I did last, I want to say. Like, this is like getting some info. Oh, I did it for a client reading. I'm like, that's where it was. I've seen this before. So you may get some communication from someone that you've already kind of chosen to distance yourself from. Like I said, you may be aware that somebody is still living in their land of Delulu. You're going to discover that because when you hear from them, you're going to recognize that there has been no changes. No change. And I think that once you find out that there hasn't been any change with this person, it almost, I want to say, it takes the pressure off of you, because when you recognize that somebody, because we're at a distance from a lot of people, and in the back of your mind, I don't know about y'all, but in the back of my mind, I would like to think, because I know what I'm doing for myself, but I would like to think that the people that I've distanced myself from have been working on themselves. I mean, we know they haven't, but I'm just saying, like, in the perfect world, we're all working on ourselves. We're focusing on our own shit, right? But when you hear from this person, I think, like I said already, deep down, you already probably have an inkling that nothing has changed. But it's when you hear from them. When you hear from them, because when message in a bottle is in the reverse, to me, that's a message from somebody that you know. When you hear from this person, you're going to recognize that they haven't changed, and it will make it that much easier for you to finally walk away and be absolutely done. I'm not looking back. I made the right decision. I made the right decision. Because even here, even if this person is an actual soulmate of yours, not for you, not for you, And so you would have to ask us, literally ask yourself, why would I even engage in this? Because I know the last time I dealt with you, you just took and took and took. You weren't loyal to our relationship or the connection, whatever that relationship was. And I always end up holding this empty ass bag. And I'm the one left unhappy. That's the energy I see out here. And the biggest part is the lesson is learning to just kind of like, even if this person wanted to come towards you, right? You got to pay attention to the red flags. Thank you, Spirit. You cannot let your emotions get you. You can't let your emotions get the best of you. Like in my mind, I'm standing on business. Like I made my decision. We not backpedaling on that. Like, we're not backpedaling on that. And the thing, I think the biggest thing is, it's kind of like some of you have, and this ain't for everybody, but some people have been very reluctant to, finally make that cut and say, you know what, I just don't want to keep perpetuating this. I don't want to do this anymore. And so part of the lesson was trying to get you to the point where you were ready to just be able to like sever the ties and be absolutely done and be okay with being done. Okay. So this energy feels like somebody, this is what I don't like, because what it feels like, I think I've talked about this a few readings back, because it kind of feels like somebody here wanting to come towards you, right? But they think it's kind of like they want to reconcile with you, and this is why this is why it's Delulu, because it's like they want to reconcile with you, but it also feels like under very certain kinds of conditions. They want to kind of control, I don't know. Cause I could look at, I don't know. I'm like, I could see it like you, cause this could be you too. Like, okay, if we do this, and maybe this is a thought process. Okay, if we do this, how does this impact me in the future? Is this relationship dynamic sustainable in the future? Because I'm not really. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, for those of you who kind of feel like you can reconcile but still continue to like march to beat of your own drum with this person as a part of your life, I feel like that is delusional on your part. Okay? Because what I'm seeing does feel like somebody wants to reconcile with you, but it's like, because what it feels like in terms of the collective, I mean, this ain't for everybody, but it almost feels like in terms of the collective, it's kind of like, okay, well, if I consider reconciling with you, then it's got to be like this, and this, right? I need to see, da 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 da. But I'm telling you right now, if you just listen to this person talk for a little while, you're gonna recognize that this person has not changed. And so at that point, you have a decision to make, like, okay, I can keep doing what I'm doing without these people, without, you know what I mean? I can keep doing what I'm doing without these people and go live my life. But if there's something in your heart that says, you have that bleeding heart tendency, and it's like, well, it's my family, or it's my sister, or it's my cousin, it's my favorite, whatever. And, maybe if I work with them, I'm telling you, this person has not changed. So even if you came with some like real strict rules, like, okay, well, if we're going to do this, then it got to be like this. I'm telling you right now that the thought process behind that is delusional, because this person, I'm going to tell you, just this person has not changed. So whatever energy you're in right now of not giving, and you're like, I would just, my recommendation, stay with that. Okay, stay with that. Because there's some relationship dynamics where you could be in a, like, you start off in alignment, but if somebody veers off to the right a little bit and starts veering off to the left a little bit, and you guys are no longer on the same path, then you're not in alignment, and you just gotta like let them go, and you gotta go your separate ways, and you gotta go live your life and go let them live theirs. And sometimes them lives are not meant to be on the same path, you know. So there's gotta be some kind of acceptance on your part as well. And some of y'all, oh geez, Delulu. Okay. Because now this is similar to the energy that's right here. So part of the dilemma or blockage is, again, it's like there's a loyalty. I'm talking to somebody very specific. I'm not talking to everybody, because I can see that here. Somebody here they're struggling with making this decision because they have a sense of loyalty to this person, not recognizing that the person or people that you have loyalty towards do not have that same level of loyalty towards you. And so if you're thinking, oh, if we reconcile, if I give them a second chance, then we can then we can kumbaya and all of that, everything is cool, because that's delulu of you thinking that we can just start a new cycle. I'm telling you, this person has not changed. So whoever you are out there, because it's here, so if it's here, you out there, there's at least, one or two of y'all who are still kind of riding the fence, because there is a sense of loyalty. You have this sense of loyalty, and you're having a very difficult time making this decision. You're having a very difficult time to making this decision, because you kind of feel like, well, it's like you're talking to yourself, well, if you did this X, Y, and Z, then maybe, because even if they did that, I can almost guarantee you it's not going to be consistent. It's not going to be consistent enough to where you're going to be like, yeah, let's work this out. It's going to be consistent long enough to get you sucked back in. That's what I see. The consistency only lasts as long as they just are looking for a foot in. They're just like, if I can just get my foot in the door. If I could get my foot in the door, I could figure out how to make this work. Because I feel like this person is kind of flying by the seat of their pants. I don't really think this person knows what the fuck they're doing. I think that they think if they just come in here and let's try to, because it's going back with the last reading that the one that I did just before I went on camera with this. Because I'm using the same card, so I imagine we're picking up some of the energy. So while there is somebody here that you are definitely estranged from, I'm telling you, even if they're looking at this whole thing neutrally, from a neutral perspective, and I did believe there was a little bit of infighting between the group or whatever, whoever this main person is, they haven't actually changed. So even if somebody was to come in and say, hey, so-and-so is doing X, Y, Z, that person is still an ops. Whoever comes towards you with some kind of information, I can guarantee you that person has something to do with whatever they've been doing in the background. And even if they didn't actively participate, they knew about it and still didn't tell you. You still the ops as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, you gotta part of the lesson here, I feel like part of the lesson here is for you not, because this is somebody here, and this is, if you go back, I'm telling you, don't do it. Chaos and conflict, the bottom of the deck, same thing, the same spot. So here's the thing. I feel like the greatest lesson here is for you have to ask, because I keep all these cards that are out here twice. They're just kind of moved around all over the board. But every card that I have out here, I would say more than half of the cards that I have out here are out here twice. So the biggest thing that I'm seeing here is that if somebody is trying to come back in for reconciliation, because technically there is no energy that supports that. Okay? There is no energy that supports that. That's been the lesson. What have I been telling y'all? The past doesn't have anything new to say. It honestly does not have anything new to say. And when this person comes towards you, it is not because you manifested this back. This is not something that you want. So you got to ask, why are you here? Why are you here? And I want you to get out of your feelings, because baby, feelings will fuck you up every time. I need you to get out of your feelings. I see so many feelings out here. Deep feelings. I see a lot of deep emotions tied to either this group of people or one certain person out of this whole damn thing. You got emotions all tied into it. I need you to look at this shit from a very logical perspective. Why are you here? What do you want? Because I need you to learn this lesson. With round and round out here, I need you to learn this particular lesson. You cannot give this person a second chance, third chance, fifth chance, 10th chance to come back in to disrupt whatever you got going on in your life right now. I don't care how much you love this person. I don't care how much you care. Everybody got their own life to live. We all are on our own journey. You cannot help people who refuse to help themselves. And the Y card is out here in two places. You got to ask yourself, if this person comes back, why? And why you? Why they got to come back to you? Why are they coming to you for this help? I just pissed myself off. I'm like, why? Don't come here. Don't come here. Don't come here. If you watching, don't come here. All right. Let's pull all these back. Do not get yourself caught up into feeling bad or feeling guilty or none of that shit. Whatever people done got themselves involved in, that's their own fault, their own business, their own problem. Okay? Just saying. Let them figure their shit out. Unless you want to go down with them, let them figure their own shit out. Listen. You gotta let this thing go. And you can't really wait around for folks to heal them. Like, you can't wait around for other people to get their act together. You gotta go figure your own shit out for yourself. Yes, let me tell you, in the past, that you may have had an issue with boundaries. And the thing is that people were coming in, you might have been dealing with somebody who was emotionally manipulative. So I kind of feel like there was like a hidden agenda in the background that you weren't necessarily aware of. And I think mostly because, if you're a very generous and loving, kind person, that you just give of yourself and you don't think anything of it because you don't think that people are crazy like that. I mean, we know they are, but you don't think your family would be doing you like that. And it's like maybe every single time this person came around, you always ended up feeling like you were getting burned. Mm-hmm. And here's the crazy part about it: if this person comes in with with some kind of an apology or whatever, I will say it's an empty apology, and they're hiding something. Okay, there is something that is being hidden. And it could be the fact that like they don't really like the apology. It doesn't really. It's not. It doesn't come across as sincere. Um, and what they could be hiding is the fact that they might not have a lot going on for themselves, or they're not feeling all that abundant and happy. But again, I'm just feeling like this energy of them coming towards you with some kind of an apology. There's an agenda also that they are trying to keep out of your view. Interesting. Somebody wants to communicate some type of truth. They want to, like, something's been discovered or somebody's awakened to something. There's like a realization and somebody wants to communicate to you. Now I'm looking at this guy's face, this person that's doing the communication, because they got to tell you the truth, but they don't seem to be very happy about it. They don't seem to be very happy about it. They want to tell you the truth. Oh. Somebody wants to do the right thing. So I said, I even have that. I was like, even though I only recorded like 14 minutes of it, I'm like, I think that was gonna be so. That was supposed to be like a theme of the reading. Like somebody wants to tell you the truth. Like there's a realization of some kind, and somebody wants to do the right thing. Somebody wants to do the right thing. But you may not be okay. It's like you may absolutely be at odds with this person, or you could be at a distance, or there's some kind of breakdown between you and this person. So they do want to come. I don't like this. Oh, I don't like this either. I don't like this because it feels like somebody wanted. I'm like looking at the top and because the top and the bottom they kind of go together. It's the back. I mean, this is in the environment and this is in the background. So this is the energy of somebody who needs to come and tell you the truth about something, right? But the person that is doing it, it's like I need to tell you before you find out, because that may be you finding out. So down here, I definitely have somebody who is not very happy about this truth coming out. And there may be some kind of anticipation of somebody losing either their ability to earn income. So like they could be losing their job. They could be losing a business. So whoever this person is that is wanting to come and talk to you to tell you the truth, it's going to adversely affect somebody else. It's going to adversely affect somebody else. Now, again, I do have energy. This is somebody that you could quite possibly be estranged from. I don't know if this person is like, because I wasn't using tarot cards the first time. So I'm like, because I kind of get this energy that there's somebody who if they're losing their income, losing their home or job, they know that if this truth comes out, maybe that's what their anticipation is. That's why they're upset about this communication. But this person wants to do the right thing to make, there's an offer here. It's either an offer, an opportunity that can develop into something long term. If not, it could literally just be somebody wanting to bring something to you of some type of tangible resource. There's so much here. I don't know who this person is to you, but I kind of feel like this person, it's like I heard a peace offering. This person wants to do the right thing. I don't necessarily think it's this situation here in the near future where somebody is coming to you with an insincere apology. It could be because it's kind of connected to this distorted feminine energy down here. But I keep going back over here. This is somebody who is in the upright. They want to do the right thing. They want to communicate to you. I don't know. You might kind of give them the cold shoulder. You might give them the cold shoulder, but you know, I don't know. But whoever this person is, you may, like I said, you could be at a distance from this person as well. Like, again, now I'm looking, I have a lot of people that are out here. But I kind of feel like the person here that's upset about this information coming out, it's almost like this information is going to put them, I don't know what this information is, but this information is what's going to put them at a deficit. There's an anticipation because they know if this truth comes out, that this is the fallout of that truth. Them potentially losing resources and losing their home, losing a job, losing a business or whatever. Somebody here is worried about the amount of work that they would have to do in order to create balance or restore balance to the connection. It's somebody, I want to say this is you. It's somebody that you've walked away from. Like you, I feel like this is these two cards that are in the center, the current energy. I kind of feel like this is you. Like this is you like walking away from everybody, walking away from relationships that aren't emotionally fulfilling. I feel like you've done your healing work or you've been focusing on yourself, and you realize or recognize that there are some people that still need to do some work. I don't necessarily get the energy that you're like waiting for them or anything, but I do see where there's a realization on your part that there's some people that still need some work to do. Oop. Okay, now the other thing that I'm seeing, maybe part of the fears and concern is somebody is worried, because I'm like looking at, maybe this isn't you. Maybe somebody is worried about the amount of work that you've done on yourself in order to regain like the equilibrium and balance back into your life. Like you worked to restore balance back into your life, and that initiated change. So somebody here may have been trying to prevent that from actually happening, and they were unsuccessful. Remember I said it was a group of people who was doing something and it didn't get them the result that they were looking for. So they did something foolish and it was unsuccessful. They were coming after somebody who was highly intuitive, very smart, very skilled. You've been maybe 10 paces ahead of them the entire time. I don't know what this is. I know you guys will tell me. I'm like, I don't know what this is. But whatever they foolishly did, it didn't work out the way they thought it would. Coming up against the collective. Womp, womp, womp. Now they're disappointed because the whole time this person's been trying to, like, this is arrogance. This person thought that they could bully you into submission. This feels like somebody who's trying to bully you into submission. Okay. So, you know, like, if you have had, because I'm actually kind of, now I'm like looking at this with fresh eyes. Let me grab one more batch of cards for the end. I'll get into it because this is really interesting. Because I kind of feel like what these people were doing. Oh, yes. Look at that. Yep. Okay. So here's the thing. I'm going to go back to the beginning, back to the center. So you walked away from a situation, your family. We know we're talking about a family dynamic or friend group. You walked away from these folks because they weren't emotionally supportive to you. It just felt like a really it just felt like a very disappointing like arrangement in terms of your relationships with your family members, right? Now, I do have the energy of somebody who wants to do the right thing. They want to come towards you, tell you some truth or whatever. But again, I have somebody down here who's not very happy because if this truth comes out, they are going to end up losing their stability. And they're kind of anticipating this because they know that this truth is coming out because this person, I said there was some like infighting in the group. And it could have been with this gentleman here. It doesn't have to be a man. It could be a woman operating in masculine energy. But it's kind of like, I have energy out here of somebody who, oh, I see so much. If you're partnered, I do see where there's an energy of somebody wanting to try to interrupt your relationship. I can see that. I can see that. I also see the energy here of someone who may have like looked into you, because I do feel like somebody here has been trying to cause you some shit. It does feel like somebody here has like they've either like investigated or looked into you, whatever, right? And I kind of feel like you're doing, like, you may not be balling out of control, but you're doing a lot better than what these people are doing. Part of the advice energy here, I don't even know if this is really advice. It just kind of feels like an afterthought of like an outcome. But it kind of feels like this person, you have somebody here who is maybe trying to control you, trying to control how other people saw you. I feel like they may have either paid people or done work to try to create this weird ass dynamic. But what they didn't anticipate was you overcoming, like, I don't know, like maybe you had suffered from depression, because this kind of goes back to like a reading that I did a while back where I was saying how maybe if you had suffered from depression or like a broken heart, like say you got into a relationship and it like kind of wrecked you, right? And whatever lows that relationship may have taken you through, it's almost like there was a person in your life who wanted to kind of keep you in that destabilized kind of energy, to have your mentals like all jacked up. And so this person may have sent someone towards you. Very well could have been an ex or something, but they may have sent someone towards you that would have supposed, because this kind of looks like somebody who was meant to come to you to be like some kind of temptation. The whole point was for them to come in and, like, I don't know, break your heart again. This is, I don't know what this is, but it almost feels like like the whole thing was that's what they were supposed to do. They were supposed to be some kind of temptation, come at you with this, in it wishy-washy, in and out kind of energy or whatever, to get you to, lure you back in to the drama. But you already were aware of the demon that you have already previously slayed. You were already, especially if this was an ex or something that they sent towards you, you already kind of, and even if it's not an ex and it's just somebody who kind of has the same energy signature, it's like you were already aware of what that was when it approached you. So you weren't inclined to like latch into it. You weren't inclined to even be attracted to it. And largely because, and it didn't affect you the way that they thought it was going to affect you, because you've already healed. You are not brokenhearted. You're not in that same broken space that you were in. It's giving me like an ex. But again, like I said, it doesn't have to specifically be an ex. It could just be somebody else that kind of operates in the same type of energy as maybe an ex that have hurt you in the past. And really all this is an attempt to control your emotions. That's what they were doing. But it was unsuccessful. They may have, they may have paid this person to come in and lure you in. Interesting. They may have paid this person to lure you in. I love that you made these boss-ass decisions to put this burden down and walk away. Okay. Now, if this was an ex, because these two cards tell me that you saw very clear, like I said, you could have been dealing with somebody who was emotionally manipulative. And they wanted you to let your guards down so that they could get back in, right? But you may have seen very clearly through the illusions that this person has not changed. That's what they're hiding. Because remember, I said if somebody comes in with an apology, it feels very insincere, and it feels like they're hiding something. And what it feels like is, this is the reason why the apology is insincere. So if they come in and they're like, I want to work on it, and let's try to work it out or whatever, they don't actually have, whoever this person is, they don't actually have any real love for you. And if they weren't, like you walked away because they were emotionally unsupportive, that hasn't changed. That hasn't changed. This person might be a little bit, whoever this person is that wants to come towards you though, that wants to do the right thing, they may be a little reluctant or even hesitant to reach out to you. I don't necessarily like the approach. They're a little reluctant. I want to say lacking in confidence. So that conversation may not come in as quickly as it, I mean, I feel like they want to talk. Somebody wants to talk. They're a little bit afraid, though. It kind of feels like they're not really sure. One, I think that they know that you know that they're not very loyal, whoever this person is, that they haven't really been as loyal to you. And so it would stand to reason if you're very guarded and if you are, you know, kind of holding back from them because you don't trust them. Thank you, Spirit. You don't trust them. Whoever it is, you don't trust them. So even if they were to try to come in with, you know, like these little niceties, you don't trust them. That's the biggest thing. You just don't trust them. Oh. Remember I said somebody has made a decision to come and give you some information because it's the right thing to do, right? Now down here, what it looks like is, it definitely looks like somebody here, remember I said over here, I felt like somebody was paid. It was unsuccessful, but they were paid to come in and do something very specific. Down here, I get the same energy where the target may have been divine feminine. And if the divine feminine, oh child, I don't know what this is. So this kind of feels like somebody wanting to do the right thing. They want to come and tell you the truth about what happened, right? Down here, it kind of feels like maybe this person was supposed to, I don't know, come into your life and disrupt some things. Like say if you have a relationship or if you're in a relationship, okay? They were supposed to come in and disrupt that relationship. But that did not actually happen. They were unsuccessful at like starting a cycle with you in some kind of way. They may, like I said, they may have been paid, because this is a transactional person down here. They may have been paid behind the scenes. And I feel like part of it also, they were paid to put you in some type of third party energy. They were paid to put you into some type of third party energy, but you rejected the person. Because I said down here, you were already well aware. I don't know how this all played out, and I could be telling it in all kind of weird steps. It may not have happened exactly in the precise steps that I'm describing. But it kind of looks like this person was paid to maybe lure you back into the fold, get you all caught up like emotionally. But you rejected this person, like you like kind of held back, like you didn't go into that, you didn't fall for this shit because you already knew what you were dealing with. You've already experienced whether it was a different person or the same or somebody that you dealt with before. You already, like, this kind of gives me the energy of like you were very well aware of what you were dealing with when you got involved. Please tell me how this resonates. I'm a little bit at a loss here. But you ended up rejecting them. They did not bank on that. So even if somebody was like kind of looking into your life or whatever, like I said, you're doing just fine. Like you're fine. Yep. So the goal, I said they paid somebody to come towards you, and the goal was to win at all costs, but you already got yourself out of the nightmare because you already healed. You've healed from this person. Whatever damage this person had done to you in the past, you've already healed it. So when that same energy signature comes rolling around again, you're like, yeah, I'm not falling for that. You way smart, Queen of Swords. You in the upright. You way smarter than they think. And you're like I said, you're about 10, 15 paces ahead of this person. And the reason why it didn't work, I feel like part of the reason why it didn't work is because you may have paused and really looked at all of this, looked at the entire thing, right? And said, does this even make sense? Why are you here? So even if somebody was trying to come towards you and like trying to kumbaya with you and hey, let's start over or whatever, you actually paused and was like, wait, I don't know. Doesn't feel right. And they thought that they could just bait you with like a little nugget of something, right? Yeah. Literally, they need to just stand down and walk away. They need to leave you alone because I said you're like 10, 15 paces ahead of them. Not only are you way smarter than they are, you're highly intuitive. You're highly intuitive. So you may have even sniffed the shit out before, it finally fully, played out or actualized. You probably sniffed it out beforehand. Haha. What did I say? I said, I think the biggest thing is they were trying to control you. And part of the lesson, again, is that by them trying to control you, that is crazy. By them trying to control you, they ended up losing you completely. By them trying to control whoever this is, and I mean, I got a lot of people out here, so it could be like one person, two people, it could be a group of people. But there was somebody out here they were attempting to try to control you. They were trying to bully you into submission. I definitely feel like there's somebody here who just wanted you to be broke down. Again, I do not know the relevance of them having you in that state or why it was so important for you to be in that state. Aside from this person just being sadistic and crazy. Because I truly believe that people who don't have control over their own lives, they attempt to try to control other people. Yeah, that's what it was. Whoever this person is, they thought they knew everything and now they getting their ass handed to them. So somebody now, they're getting some negative karma. They're getting judgment is upon this person and they end up the ones with their heart broken. I feel like this person thought that you would come running back to them or you would choose them or something. And all because, I don't know, there are a lot of people out here and I don't know who's who at this point. But down here, it feels like somebody wanted to bring somebody back into your life, all for the purpose of them to just like lure you in, lift you up, and throw you down, break your heart. But like I said, you heal from all of that. And this person now, because they thought they had a bright idea to do this, you made a choice that they did not expect, and they are the ones with their feelings hurt and their heart broken. You didn't choose to go back to your ex. You didn't fall for that shit. And this person thought They knew what they were doing. They thought, if I just throw this person into the fold, this is the dumbest ass plan this is the dumbest plan. It's a dumbass plan. All right. Let me do one pass with the Lenormand Kipper, and then I'm gonna wrap because I got a client. And since I am still very tired, I'm learning to listen to my body. I'm gonna knock out my client work and be done. No slipping extra videos in and all that. I'm tired. Hold on. I should have never responded to that text. I'm like, I should have never responded to that text because I knew I was going to get another response. Okay, anyway. Whatever you walked away from, I love this. Whatever you walked away from, I don't think you worried. You're definitely not. You're not worried. You're not worried. I don't think you're. I don't even think that you're even considering like a new cycle or a new start. Remember what I said? Somebody wants to come and tell you they want to do the right thing. They want to give you some information. So whoever this person is that you may have, because I want to say this energy is definitely, this all could be the same person, because this person may have evolved. This person may have absolutely gone through dark night of the soul or whatever. And again, even if you have somebody from your past that has gone through their awakening or whatever, that does not necessarily mean that, we're going to give them carte blanche to come back into our lives or whatever, because it doesn't matter. You're still 10, 15 paces ahead of them in terms of the healing journey, right? So we're not going to go back and entertain them just because, they've done some of the work and they've healed a little bit, or they've had their whatever. Great. I'm happy for you. Doing the right thing is still the right thing to do. Like, if you need to come in and say what you need to say, then that's what you need to do. And I think that's, remember I said in the very beginning of the first recording I did, I'm like, somebody wants to do the right, they definitely want to come and tell you about what's been happening, and they recognize that even if they come and tell you the truth, that there may not be any kind of reconciliation, or you may still not want to deal with them just because of whatever their involvement has been in this entire scenario. I feel like your ops, and remember I said it was very clear, you may have even seen, it was clear to you that this person had not changed. They may have been messaged by your ops. They may have been messaged, somehow your ops got to them. Clouds in the reverse with official person. So maybe you have somebody coming to you in the near future, an official person that's going to clear up some confusion about something that's been hidden from you. Okay. So there has been a thief. Scales is in the reverse. Somebody did something illegal, immoral. I'm telling you, somebody here was okay. I'm calling this person your ex, but I might be wrong. Maybe it might not be your ex. I don't know. Anyway, there's somebody out here. If you are in a relationship, and I know this one specific part is not for everybody because I realize not everybody's in a relationship. But this whole line here, it looks like there was somebody here. And you may not have expected it to be this person, but it feels like somebody was meant to come in here and break up a relationship. But I said the problem came in when you rejected this person. So even if somebody from your past did come in and try to, like, spin the block or whatever, you may have rejected them. I feel like the purpose of them coming in, it was to confuse you. But you weren't confused. You withheld your energy. Because I feel like this person was trying to put you in some kind of like third party shit, and you didn't give in to that. Go you. I also have the energy of somebody here was trying to. I wanted to. Fuck. Okay, so I have energy out here of like almost. This feels like public humiliation. It almost feels as though they wanted you. It has something to do with your relationship or marriage if you're married or partnered for a long time or something like that. There's something, and I wish I could better express it, but there was something happening in the background where the whole goal was to humiliate you publicly, to force you to stop your journey forward, whether personally for yourself or within your marriage. And it has something to do with a great fortune that you were not expecting that has been blocked from you. There has been an obstruction to this great fortune. So you finding out about this is the truth that you did not expect about this great fortune that has been blocked from you. This is a fated event. Some type of unexpected fated event. The unexpectedness is the fact that, especially with it down here, the unexpected thing was they did not expect you to reject whoever this person was. They sent this person to you. And I'm saying they. I don't even know who they is. But this person wants to do the right thing and tell you the truth. The person that's unhappy about this truth is a feminine energy. So somebody is worried. Somebody is worried about losing an inheritance and having to work. Because if they don't work now, they haven't had to work because they've had the benefit of some type of an inheritance. They're worried about losing that and having to work again. And if this person, oh, this is crazy. So part of somebody's blockage is it, I've talked about this in other readings too, somebody has been stripped of their like intuition. So, you know, I say it all the time, like we are all gifted with intuition. It's God-given gift. Everybody has it. Whether or not you use it, if you don't use it, you lose it, and if you misuse it, you lose it. Part of their blockage is that they've been stripped of their intuition. Yes. Somebody here did something within the courts that they are potentially getting, they're going to end up getting karma for this, because this could very well be illegal. With scales over here in the reverse, like somebody doing something illegally. Somebody here has been trying to hide this. Okay, now the bouquet is a gift. It's abundance and it's a gift. Somebody here has been trying to hide this from you. That's the law. That was illegal. There's some type of legal component here. And somebody, I said somebody's getting judgment. There's a priestess out here in reverse. So we got, and this talks about loyalty, but I think it talks about possession. They're having to release something that they did illegally. Whoop, privileged lady in the reverse. So if this privileged lady obtained something illegally, I've been saying it, like it doesn't matter what cards I use. Yep, and if there's been there's fraud, they've been blocking you from it. With a group of people after somebody passed. They've been doing something repetitively to keep you by yourself or to keep you isolated, and they've been obstructing by way of fraud, but the obstructions are being lifted, and there's a message that should have come to you that's been withheld. Okay. All right, where are we? Let's do some index cards, and then I guess we'll wrap. Somebody can't keep their lies straight. The story is ever changing. Somebody's dealing with travel restrictions. Someone is jealous of your light. You've been gifted since birth. Someone is afraid to be alone. Someone uses sex to get their way or to cloud judgment. Someone's secrets are coming out. They know that you know the truth. Their actions are causing a shitstorm in their lives. You have a frenemy that low-key hates you. Someone out here is a con artist. Endgame, a cycle is over. We'd love to hear that. Somebody's ulterior motives are being revealed. Somebody says sorry, not sorry. Someone is a gold digger. Someone's losing material comforts. We have third-party situation. An uncle or uncles could be significant. February may be significant. Could be dealing with an Aquarius or a Pisces. Someone acted foolishly in haste. Someone is stuck in the past. Someone uses others for advancement. Return to sender. Somebody wanted homelessness for you, so they may be facing homelessness. Someone throws rocks and hides their hand. Someone is acting like a victim. We have meddling family members, and Aries may be significant. Could also be dealing with a Virgo. Somebody acts with an inflated worth or inflated ego. Someone is blaming you for their losses. Somebody could also be dealing with alcoholism. Somebody has a secret lifestyle. Someone has a big ego. This is not your fault. And you may be in the public eye and you're being seen. Somebody says they've always hated you because you appear to be blessed. Ooh. Beauty, you may be really attractive. But alternatively, could be dealing with somebody who is a femme fatale, uses their beauty, struggles with appearance. They may use their beauty to get by. Industry, a money handler, international merchant, local artisan, or a manufacturer. Group living, tribe, monastery, commune, or a cult. Romance, true love, love of convenience, star-crossed love, and unrequited love. Ooh. Revolution, war or uprising, wealthy elite, reign of terror. Proletariat. I don't even know that word. Insanity, delusions, mania, hysteria, and hallucinations. Maybe they wanted you to be that way. World War, Holocaust, Hiroshima, Allied invader, Allied defender. Somebody is saintly, a philanthropist, a caretaker, a martyr, or a savior or hero, or wants to be viewed as such. Then we have leadership, leader, follower, boss, ruler. Get one more. Psychic, high priestess, astrologer, prophet, or a gypsy. Alright. Let's grab some truth cards. Ooh, goodbye. Financial improvements. Goodbye to financial improvements. I don't know. New career path, relationship improvements. Someone's lurking. Someone's envious and lurking. Somebody has deep feelings. Ask for help. 2323 223. Warning signs. Confusion. Honesty clears up confusion. Commitment coming. Somebody has low vibes. Whoever's lurking and envious has low vibes. Balancing act. Love yourself. Ending. Love beginning, soul journey, maybe. If you have a question, the answer is maybe. Memories, someone desires reconnection, but they're also lurking and have low vibes. So trust, community, and temptation. Bottom of the deck, family issues. Okay. Alright, so we have 22, 22, 23, 23, 23, 33, 177, 1777, 933, 122. Alright, so let's look at the dates. I have January the 2nd, January the 5th, January the 16th, January 19th, and January the 20th. I have February the 1st, February the 6th, February the 7th, February the 9th, February the 10th, February the 12th, February the 16th, February the 19th, and February the 22nd. I have March the 3rd, March the 9th, March 10th, March 12th, March 24th. I have no dates in April. I have May the 1st. May the 19th is out here twice. May the 17th, May 20th. I have June the 2nd, June the 9th, June the 10th, June the 12th, June the 25th. I have July the 2nd, July 2nd, July 9th and 10th, July 16th, July 22nd, 23rd, and 25th. I have no dates in August. I have September the 6th. I have September the 7th. Oh, September. I got a lot of September dates. Hold on. September the 2nd. September the 3rd is out here twice. September the 6th, the 7th. September the 10th. Out here twice. September the 12th. September the 22nd and 23rd, 24th, and 25th. I have October the 2nd and 3rd, October the 6th, October the 9th, October the 12th, October the 23rd and 24th. No dates in November. And no dates in December. Oh, no, I do have December dates. My bad. I have December the 2nd, December the 3rd, December the 6th, December the 9th, December the 10th, December 24th, and 25th. Okay. Dice. Alright, we got the second house. Resources, self-esteem, material, resources, security, possessions, income. 7th house of partnerships and relationships. 6th house, daily routines, health, coworkers, fitness, self-improvement, hobbies. I got Capricorn out here twice. And Virgo. Then I have the Sun. I have Mars and Mercury. So Mercury, Mars, Sun, Capricorn, Virgo, 2nd house, 7th house, 6th house. Alright. I'm going to leave it there. If any parts of this reading resonate for you, gave you clarity or confirmation over your own story, give the video a thumbs up. There was a lot going on here today. If you'd like to book a personal, all of my information is below in the description box. My books are always open. I invite you to join me for a session. October's starting to book up pretty quickly, so get in where you fit in. For those of y'all who live internationally, because I get emails a lot about this. For those of you who live internationally, I am in Southern California. If you would like to book a live session reading with me, book the earliest time for you, because I know there's a time difference. The earliest time slot for me is 9 o'clock in the morning. It's 9 a.m. for me, but it's usually earlier in the day for you, because I've had some clients that booked like in the afternoon and it's like 11 o'clock at night where they are, and I don't want to keep y'all up all night. Okay, so try to book as early, book the earliest slot for you. That's the earliest slot for you. I usually try to work with you, and if we got to work around my appointment times just to get you in so that you're not up all late at night, then I would much rather do that. Okay. But anyhow, I love you guys. Thank you so much for all the likes, shares, subscribes, tips, donations, and new bookings. Yeah, this was kind of a weird one. It was a lot. There was a lot going on out here. But let me know in the comments how it resonated for you. I'm sure you're going to do that, and I will see y'all later. All right, take care.